Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing something new and fun. I'm going to be drawing the Joker, the character played by Heath Ledger, with markers. So I got this idea from Matthew Sorgie, who is an artist and a YouTuber, and I've watched a couple of his videos where he shows how he uses just 3 markers to draw almost anything. He also has a tutorial video on his channel, the link to which will be in the description if you want to check it out. He does it without a sketch first, since the point is to draw using shapes and not lines. I found that pretty incredible. Me, on the other hand, I neither had the confidence nor enough practice to just dive in without a sketch, so I just decided to map out my key features first. I'm going to be using my Crayola markers for this on regular sketchbook paper, which is quite thin, so I was a little bit concerned about potentially ripping it, so I was being really careful not to overdo it too much. I'm starting off with the lightest color, which is the yellow, and I used it to fill pretty much the entire face. In his tutorial video, Matthew Sorgie uses highlighters, but honestly, neon highlighters just give me a headache, so I just decided to go with markers instead. And then I went in with my next darker color, which is this pastel highlighter from Stabilo in the color orange, and I use this to start mapping out where my shadows are going to be. I chose this color because it is light and not too distracting, so it blends in nicely with the yellow, but it is also darker than the yellow and lighter than my next color, which is going to be the orange Crayola marker. By the way, this is the first drawing that I've done for Spooktober, which is just a drawing challenge that I've created for myself. It's a weekly prompt list that I've created. It's just something that I've wanted to do for a very long time. I've had some spooky ideas and I've wanted to draw and paint them, but I've never got the time nor the opportunity to do these drawings, and what better time to do them than the spooky month. Next, I'm going in with my orange Crayola marker, which is my third darker color, and this is just reinforcing the shadows that I've already mapped out with my highlighter. And at this point, I was being extra careful and just looking at the reference a lot to determine where the shadows were going to be. I was actually debating whether to use the green marker or not because it was already looking quite good at the time and I didn't want to ruin it, but in the end I decided to go with it, and I'm glad I did. It really added that extra contrast and made the drawing pop. But I decided against going all out around the eyes because, yeah, I was scared. Now I'm adding some shading with my mechanical pencil and also some details which I cannot achieve with my markers. And then I added a little background off camera. I didn't record the process because I thought I was going to ruin it for sure, but it actually looks pretty decent. And from now on, you'll see me going back and forth a lot of times between all of my colors, adding some shadow here and there and doing all sorts of modifications. I finished this drawing in about 1 to 2 hours, I would say, and in just one sitting, which is a pretty big deal for me. It's not perfect, but I do think it looks pretty cool. I think this technique teaches you a lot about light and shadow and the values of your drawing. I'm definitely going to be using this technique from now on because it's really super fun and cool, and most importantly, it's very quick. For quick sketching, I think this is pretty awesome. But anyway, the reference that I've used for this will be in the description below, as well as Matthew Sorgie's video, which I already mentioned, so you can check those out if you want to. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day and a great week ahead of you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!